Mark is just a regular student who dreams of going to Harvard Law School. But when his parents refuse to pay his tuition, Mark goes to extreme measures to get a scholarship. Just you wait for this. This is an actual film from 1986. This is Soul Man. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
Yes, and please consider joining my Patreon, where for just $3 a month this week you can see my video on Lifetime's Dying to Marry Him. Links in the description. Thanks. Anyway, let's get on with this film.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
This is Mark, and he's the main character.
Hi.
He and his friend Gordon have just been accepted to Harvard Law School.
Yeah!
Yeah. So they go to this really 80s party where they start boasting about how rich and powerful they're going to be. But the next day, Mark's dad, who's on this weird exercise machine, tells Mark how he won't be paying his tuition. So Mark's going to need to come up with $50,000. He tries to get a loan from the bank, but they're not interested because he's a child. So he starts looking at scholarships. But the only one that comes close to giving him the amount of money he needs is reserved for black applicants. So he can't get that, or can he?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Congratulations, Mr. Watson.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best.
Wait, what?
That's right, Mark's going to black up for the next 3 years.
I'm sorry.
How this disguise is fooling anyone, I have no idea. Look at that hair. But for plot purposes, you need to accept that he's completely indistinguishable from an actual black person. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but this is an actual film, and this is actually what happens. Gordon's like, Mark, you can't do this. And he's like, I can. All it took was some tanning pills.
This is ridiculous.
Gordon's like, but don't you feel bad taking a scholarship away from a real black person? And Mark's like, no.
Okay, then.
Right, so it's off to Boston to move into the apartment they've rented. But hang on, the landlord's assistant's not happy. He wasn't told that Mark was a black Negro.
Black Negro? I can't believe it.
And when this information reaches the landlord, Mr. Dunbar, he's not happy either.
Well, there's nothing legally we can do right now.
Yeah, this is a common theme in this film. Pretty much every white person aside from Gordon is a massive racist. Minutes later, when Mark and Gordon go to this mixer, there are these two guys telling racist jokes.
Hey, no problem.
Oh, well, if Mark's okay with it. But hang on, what's this? Okay, so this adds a whole new level of wrong to Mark's already despicable plan. But he's going to go for it anyway.
Okay.
I'm Sarah Walker.
Mark Watson.
I just want to let you know that the first BLSA meeting is this Thursday.
It's a date?
No, it's not.
The BLSA is the Black Law Students Association. That's fine though, isn't it? Because Mark's black now, remember?
Yeah.
Gordon and Mark had planned not to take criminal law until their second semester, but...
That's before I found out the prof was a brother.
Oh my God. Professor Banks is played by James Earl Jones, who agreed to be in this. Cut to his class and it's a roll call.
Mr. Watson.
Right on.
Oh, it gets worse. It's the BLSA meeting tonight and Mark shows up dressed as a Black Panther. So he may have blown it with Sarah, but Mark's got another option. Mr. Dunbar's daughter Whitney is outside. Whitney's dad, however, has forbidden her from speaking to Mark.
Why, because he's black?
No, because I say so.
Mark and Gordon then sign up to play basketball and everyone there assumes Mark is going to be good.
Why, because he's black?
Yes, of course.
But he's not. He's awful. Things are going a bit better with Sarah now, and Mark has managed to convince her to study with him in the library on Friday. But oh no, some people from school have recognised Gordon. How's Mark going to avoid being recognised? Oh right, he's doing the whole Stevie Wonder thing. Later that day, Whitney comes to Mark's room and asks for help fixing her shower. And then they bang.
Years of oppression and anger in every pelvic thrust.
Moving on, he's agreed to join Whitney for dinner with her parents tonight, and this is quite the scene. Her mum imagines Mark as some sort of tribesman who wants to force sex on any white woman. Her brother pictures him as Prince, and her dad pictures this.
Go get my heroin and my hypodermic needle, bitch.
Excuse me?
Give me some more watermelon while you're at it. White fat ass slut.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, that dinner has meant he missed his study date with Sarah.
Oh no!
She's really angry, and it only gets worse when she sees him at lunch with Whitney. Later in the library, Mark hears the two guys who are making racist jokes at the mixer, making racist jokes again.
Sorry, really. Don't worry about it.
Then he gets pulled over by a racist cop. He can't hand over his license because it shows that he's white, so he gets thrown in jail.
Oops.
All that means he hasn't done his homework for Professor Banks. Professor Banks tells Mark he needs to start taking his studies more seriously from now on. So the next few minutes of the film shows Mark studying hard. At an unspecified time later, we see Mark eating lunch, where he finds out that Sarah's a single mum. Then the racist jokes people come in, and they're at it again. But this time, Mark's not laughing.
Oh?
Now that we know Sarah's a single mum, we find out that she's struggling with her work. So Mark, with his new attitude, offers to help. She agrees, so we get this montage of them studying together that goes on and on and on. So now he's going round to her house to meet her son and her grandparents. Mark really likes Sarah and thinks she's a really good mum, but he's almost forgotten that he spent the entire time he's known her in blackface. And it's snowing. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, remember the scholarship that Mark fraudulently accepted to get to Harvard?
Yes.
Well, it turns out Sarah was next in line. So now Mark realizes what he's done.
It's wrong.
You think?
He goes into school to turn himself in, but Professor Banks collars him to ask him to join a disciplinary committee because the only other black student has had to step down. So he agrees to do that and keeps his secret. When he gets home...
Go to your room. What?
Then Mark's parents come over for a surprise visit, and they still think he's white.
Yes, of course.
So he has to keep them away from Whitney and tells his parents he has a cold, so he can wear a balaclava around them. Then Sarah turns up, and she can't see Whitney or Mark's white parents.
This is shit.
Yes, it is. And oh no, he's walked into the kitchen in blackface.
I'm warning you, I'm armed.
What's happening, brother?
Oh, God. Anyway, Mark admits everything to everyone, but Sarah thinks she just lost the plot. Then, for some reason, we're treated to 2 minutes of them taking a test. Skip forward to Christmas, and Mark is set to appear before a disciplinary committee. It looks like Mark hasn't shown up, but Gordon's there to represent him, and he's making an argument that Mark has been the victim of racism.
What?
When Mark shows up, everyone is shocked because he made such a convincing black person.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Somehow, Professor Banks decides not to punish Mark.
What?
Well, I suppose it's not that bad.
It's totally inappropriate.
Sarah, on the other hand, is pretty pissed off.
Obviously.
And as Mark's dad's changed his mind and agrees to pay his tuition, Mark's given her all the money he's received from the scholarship. But that doesn't make up for the months of blackface. And oh shit, this is bad timing.
No offense.
Yeah, this guy's clearly impressed by that, and so's Sarah. So now they're together.
Come again?
Yep.
And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.